Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to join us for the 25x5 Symposium to reduce documentation burden on U.S. clinicians by 75% by 2025. This is the second of 6 seminars. We kicked it off last week, and this is week 2. I'm going to give you just a very, very quick overview of where we went and where we're going. And then we'll jump right into the work because we've got a lot to do in the next 2 hours. So again, thank you to our leadership team for all the incredible work done pulling this together. I'm not going to keep this slide up, but I want to highlight a new addition to this slide, and that is the Twitter handle at the bottom left, 25x5. We encourage all of you to tweet in real time and between sessions using this hashtag, and also all the information that is shared today and in the other sessions will be available on the 25x5 website. At the URL below, the URL is also in your meeting invitation. This includes our weekly agenda, background, readings, access to our listserv. We'll also have archived videos and slide decks, and we'll be archiving the chat for y'all to review as well. We expressed last week and continue to hold to these principles of engagement. The goal of this work is to come up with recommendations to reduce documentation burden. And the way we want to do that is to leverage technology and existing data inputs where appropriate so that we reduce things like re-documentation. We don't want standard of clinical care to be eroded. We want to maximize clarity of the rules so that they cannot be misinterpreted by health systems and providers. That's a problem that we tend to see with regulation today. And we don't, in a wholesale way, want to shift work from one clinician to another. Rather, we want to eliminate unnecessary documentation. This, as I said, is the second session of 6 planned work sessions. In this session, we're going to focus on challenges related to how we document. Last week, we talked about what we documented, and this is building towards several work sessions where we actually come up with solutions. We have requests of you. These are the same requests we shared last week, but we've got 2 new ones at the bottom. Please put your full name in Zoom. Please put your Twitter handle there too if you have one, or if, like me, your Twitter handle is your full name, you can do that instead. For those who don't know how to change your name in Zoom, you can put your mouse cursor over the window that shows your face, and you'll see 3 dots, and you'll have the option there to rename. And you can put in your name and your Twitter handle there, or just your Twitter handle if you're like me. As I said just a few minutes ago, when you're done, you'll be able to change your name back to however it is you want it to appear for your Friday night social Zoom session with your friends. We encourage you to use the chat functionality. This is an incredible resource that we have where we can have a parallel conversation. We will be capturing and moderating that conversation, and that will help us as we think about the problems we're trying to solve. If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. Please use the gallery mode so that you are able to see others participating. We ask you to tweet in real time using the hashtag 25x5 if you are a Twitter user. And remember, all your contributions and chats will be archived and available on the website and ultimately in the listserv for you to share. As a reminder, last week we talked about why we document. We had 2 panel sessions, including Andy Gettinger from ONC, Mary Green from CMS, and Brent James from Stanford. And then we had 2 conversations about nursing documentation, Sharon Kirby from Mayo and Sherry Hess from Banner Health. And last, Kenrick Cato gave us a great conversation about diversity in how we think about clinical documentation. Again, the chat and the Twitter conversation are very valuable, so make sure to contribute. And then one last thing, as we move towards sessions 5 and 6, we're going to include in those sessions breakouts where small groups of us will dive deep into specific issues. Right now, the general topics for breakout are reimbursement, regulatory, quality, usability, interoperability, and self-imposed characteristics. What we want you to do is think about these, and through email or Twitter or other ways, let us know if you think these are the right breakout topics, if we should talk about other things in addition to, instead of. We welcome your input. We want to make sure to get this right. And with that, I'm going to step back and turn this over to our panels.